Hey, what's going on, everyone? Happy Monday, Mellow Monday, huh? Pretty mellow for the most part, in equities, I guess. Anyways, you'll see some boxes and crap. I moved, so got some boxes, whatever. Still setting this room up. It's kind of like a room slash study. And we're having some work done around the house, so I didn't do too much day trading. Not too much to talk about today. Anyways, let's get into it. I don't think this is going to be a long one. Okay, so what am I in? I'm still long tech by way of the TQQQQs, so this looks okay. Nasdaq's hanging in there. It had a good close. I was in some futures contracts and got stopped out right before the close, right before it kind of ripped up. So we'll go over that. But so go over to the Qs. I mean, you know, it's hanging in there. It's hanging in there. This week will be a big week. You know, last week how it ended was also really important, or just the rebound, I would say. But I think this week will be just as, if not more important, because what you want to see is a continuation higher. You know, not rolling over. That would be bad. So still in those. Still in XLF, $42 strike price. You know, I would say financials are performing better than like the Dow Jones, for example. You know, strange looking setups, right? As of now, really weird, right? But chart patterns, they morph all the time. So, or they can morph, I should say. So, you know, right now, so for example, if we were in a bear market or a downtrending market, this would be a short all day. I would be shorting this. But since we're in a bull market, I still treat it as a bull market. I don't try and outsmart the market and say this is going to be a bear market. I'll let the market tell me when to go short or when to go long. So as of now, I'll still treat this as a bull market. This right here, great supporting action. So far, this looks fine. Let's look at ES. You know, so still hanging in there. You want to see good continuation above all this with good volume. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, clearly this is right into some sort of, you know, resistance, a little bit of a danger area. The only reason I'm pointing this out is we're not out of the woods yet, you know. This looks great. Last week's close was great. Because of that, I have to be long equities, right? But it doesn't have to be aggressively, but I'm certainly long. All right, let's go over Russell 2000. Whatever. I don't know. See it on the weekly. Yeah, I mean, supported right here. If this turns higher and starts moving out, I think this would have decent room to run, right? Because, I mean, what has this been consolidating for a couple years now? It's a long period of time, right, for an index to be consolidating. I understand Russell 2000, there's a lot of companies that aren't good, but whatever. Okay, so markets, they look good. They're hanging in. They were supported last week where you want to see them supported. Therefore, you have to be long. I have to be long, I should say. Okay, so let's see. What did we go over already? Qs, XLF. Wow, I'm going in this in a weird order. Okay, so let's go over bonds. So bonds had a great day. This chart looks phenomenal. I have a feeling bonds are kind of in a sort of safe haven sort of play right now. I understand stocks and bonds can certainly move up together. I just get the feeling that this move here was panic mode. Well, I know for sure that it was. And as markets were rebounding, bonds kind of sold off. And they've acted very strongly still. So, yeah, I mean, this is still very strong. This is awesome. So now, let's move over to, let's see this on the weekly chart. Yeah, this looks good. This looks really good. Like I've been saying, I mean, if we get another asset class to go long, then I'm all for it. That's awesome. Going long bonds is really cool. I like more of the sort of global macro research anyways. So one of these days, maybe I'll make a video on all of that. Yeah. So, all right, let's move on. Gold. What a day gold had. It's just a phenomenal day. Yeah, huge day up. This isn't gonna really show it. This is future. Oop. GLDS. What the heck is this? Gold bear. Sure, what the? Anyways. Yeah, phenomenal day. This was just spectacular. If it could break out of here, that would be awesome. I'll give this another day or so to see what happens. The fact that gold had such a stellar day kind of had me a little bit worried. You know? But, I mean, if gold moves out of all of this and continues higher, there's certainly room to run, that's for sure. So, yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do anything with this. Yeah, so it's close to all-time highs. I really want to see if it gets there, how it acts around there. But anyways, okay. Moving on. There was an article about gold that I read that, gold demand is still basically at like all-time highs. And 29% of central banks said that they continue to add gold over the next 12 months. This was an article all about central bank gold demand, and it's still extremely strong. So 2022, I think, was the record year. Maybe it was 2023. And then this year so far is off by just a little bit, but, so there's still certainly a lot of demand. So yeah, copper. Copper's been acting great since we got into this one. Yeah, this one has been fantastic. We got in back here a couple days ago, so I'm still long copper. Yeah, this has been working out great. Remember, right here, right around 24, 25, right here. That's when I went long. Yeah, Copper still looks really good. If this can get going, this also has good room to run. You have a whole gap up here to fill, right? Yeah. So that's 10-ish% higher. Copper. And then we'll go over some Bitcoin plays and just see how they're doing. I'm still in them. I don't really pay attention to these, to be honest with you, too much. Bitfarms, whatever. Robinhood. It's not really a Bitcoin play, but kind of. Whatever. If this moves out, like I've been saying, and can actually get going, this could certainly move a lot higher. Why? Well, because of this huge base here. 3 years. Or if you want to be more conservative, right? So I don't know when you would say. Let's say right here. So 2 years. 2.5 years. Hut mining. Yeah, it's whatever. Alright, so let's go over Bitcoin itself. Let's look at Bitcoin. Ugh. You know, this does not look good. And I don't know how that makes me feel for equities. You know, that would be pretty wild if this massive weekly candle like this failed. I've never seen a candle like that fail. It's insane. Let's see, maybe Yahoo Finance, Bitcoin. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that does not look that good. But again, right, I mean, this isn't a bull market, so you want to treat it as such, but I'm certainly not adding to anything in Bitcoin. This is certainly rolling over. Could it still work? Absolutely. But this has now been below the 200-day moving average. It's been down below the 50-day moving average, the 21-day moving average. They're all rolling over. So, yeah, I mean, could it still work? Absolutely. It's just not looking good, that's all. Failed right around all of these moving averages, converging downwards. Again, not a good sign. Okay. Celsius. I added this today. Now, this is not my style at all to go after something like this. You had a classic double topping pattern here that just got booted really hard. Now I feel like this is overdone to me. I got to do more research on Celsius as a company specifically, and I'll get all that kind of done here by the end of the week, hopefully. A lot of stuff going on around here at the house, but anyways, so I started a position. I wanted some exposure to this because look at this gap was filled. Everybody drinks Celsius. Always. Like, I just see people drinking Celsius. I've never had one, but I don't drink energy drinks. But not that I wouldn't. I just never bought one. If somebody asked me if I wanted to try one, I would say sure. But okay. So let's go over. So fundamentally, I don't know. Clearly earnings have been increasing this year, but it's still been getting slammed. So I got to do some research on this, how their earnings have been, their sales growth, all that sort of stuff. But look at this gap that has been filled right here. And then RSI, super extreme levels. It's rare to see down like that. Weekly, right off of the long-term moving average here. And risk to reward makes sense to me, and it's easy peasy. So I'll do some research on it, see how their sales, earnings, revenues have been. I'll dig into the company, look at leadership and that sort of stuff. Because if I'm investing in single stocks or even trading, I want to know. And I don't know anything about Celsius, but like for example, Nvidia, yeah. But remember when I went long L3Harris, I looked all into the company earnings and leadership and that sort of stuff. So that's what I'll be doing. All right, let's go over futures. There wasn't really much going on in futures. I had a good trade in gold earlier in the day. I didn't write it down. Again, we got a lot of stuff kind of going on here. But, wow, jeez. That looks like pretty heavy selling after hours. It doesn't really surprise me. I mean, it's directly up to the previous high. So, of course, it's not going to just rocket through that. Or the chance of that is a lot less. But it was in here. It was right off of here, went up to here. It was really good. It was like almost $300 or so contract on GC. It was like from here to here. Yeah, that's what it was. Right around here, 485. Like to right around here, 8.8, and then it rocketed higher, and I should have kept going after it, but like I said, I was doing other stuff. And then oh yeah, and then micros, and I got stopped out at this right at the end of the day. I did a couple trades in here, but I think it was starting somewhere in here. Yeah, it was in here. I was adding micros, just kept adding all in here, added up here, was adding. And then I had my stop loss down here, right below here. This low, so got stopped out right at the very low, only for it to just perform well, but whatever, that stuff happens. So the plan for tomorrow, whoops. The plan for tomorrow is still going to be just to chill. I don't think there's much going on that I'll be doing anyways. I mean, they've got PPIs coming out tomorrow. That's so important. I think that's way more important than CPI, in my personal opinion. Which I understand doesn't mean anything. But, yeah, let's look at how silver is. God, silver looks so bad. Like, I don't get it. Gold is just fantastic. Gold, oh, let's look at Japan. I like to see Japan up after hours. Or I guess during hours for them. And that's it. I don't. Again, this week, I'm not going to be getting aggressive or anything crazy until we figure out the direction, what's going to be happening. It's worth it to be long, in my opinion, but not worth it to be aggressive. So, I'm kind of somewhere in between. I'm always pretty. If I think that it's worth it to be long, I'm usually pretty long. Just not like fully aggressive, you know? And that's all relative. But yeah, you know, you want to see all these moving averages kind of start converging and moving up before you get too crazy. Or that's how I do it, anyways. You know, like all through here was so good and obvious, right? You know, it's like obvious long. Have to be long, you know. Here's not obvious. So, anyways, all right. Let's see. Do we have any craziness? No. Yeah, I didn't even really see anything. Yeah, more stuff's going on in the Middle East, more posturing. Best and worst day since 2022. Probably like all within a week. Yeah, so you know we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow, and we're gonna have some amazing videos and an amazing week. All right, see you guys.